Protecting my peace for so long, a little too good, now I'm so low. Watching reruns of the same shows, almost every party I'm a no-show. Even with green lights I don't go. Never been sure, no I don't know. How does everybody else let go of the ego? Don't go out nearly as much as I should. Barely know the way around my neighborhood. I'm ruminating, I feel no good. Not living life like I know I could. Like I know I could. Like I know I should. Like I know I could. Like I know I could. Like I could. If you would show me, yeah. If you would show me, yeah, yeah. If you would show me, yeah, yeah. I spent so much time daydreaming, but now I don't know how I'm feeling. Don't know who's the real me. Might need my help and I thought I needed. I can see it. Need my healing. More believing, less deceiving. I don't go out nearly as much as I should. Barely know the way around my neighborhood. I'm ruminating, I feel no good. Not living life like I know I could. Like I know I could. Like I know I should. Like I know I could. Like I know I could. Like I could. If you would show me, yeah. If you would show me, yeah, yeah. If you would show me, yeah, yeah, yeah. I might need therapy too. Help dilute all the bad news, 'cause I just can't deal with the lose-lose situations you have to go through. I think I need therapy now. Recycling all the same doubts. Heard it a million times, 'cause I tell myself all the same lies. I might need therapy too. Help dilute all the bad news, 'cause I just can't deal with the lose-lose situations you have to go through. protecting my peace for so long. A little too good, now I'm solo. Watching reruns of the same shows. Almost everybody on my no-show. Even with green lights I don't go. Never been sure, no I don't know. How does everybody else let go of the ego? Don't go out nearly as much as I should. Barely know the way around my neighborhood. I'm ruminating, I feel no good. Not living life like I know I could. Like I know I could. Like I know I should. Like I know I could. Like I know I could. Like I could. If you would show me, yeah. If you would show me, yeah, yeah. If you would show me, yeah, yeah. I spent so much time daydreaming, and now I don't know how I'm feeling. Don't know who's the real me. Might need my help, and I thought I needed. I can see it. Need more healing, more believing, less deceiving. I don't go out nearly as much as I should. Barely know the way around my neighborhood. I'm ruminating, I feel no good. Not living life like I know I could. Like I know I could. Like I know I should. Like I know I could. Like I know I could. Like I could. If you would show me, yeah. If you would show me, yeah, yeah. If you would show me, yeah, yeah. I might need therapy too. Help dilute all the bad news. Cause I just can't deal with the lose-lose situations you have to go through. I think I need therapy now. Recycling all the same doubts. Heard it a million times. Cause I tell myself all the same lies. I might need therapy too. Help dilute all the bad news. Cause I just can't deal with the lose-lose situations you have to go through. I think I need therapy now. Recycling all the same doubts. Heard it a million times. Cause I tell myself all the same lie. Don't go out nearly as much as I should. Barely know the way around my neighborhood. I'm ruminating, I feel no good. Not living life like I know I could. Like I know I could. Like I know I should. Like I know I could. Oh, if you would show me. If you would show me, yeah. If you would show me, yeah, yeah.
Peace, 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 everyone. Peace, everyone, as you're coming in. So I'm not going to be long tonight, but I definitely wanted to share some things with you all because there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of misinformation. And this time, this information came directly from Facebook again. Came from Facebook again, as usual. Facebook is going to keep us with this misinformation, all right? So I want to go to Facebook, and I want us all to go over these screenshots. right? Because these screenshots was just like, okay, this what we doing? Is this what we doing? And sure enough, this not only what we doing, but this is what we did. We did this. Before we get started, we'll go ahead and shout out everyone that's coming in. Shout out to His Majesty the Magnificent Ill. Shout out to the Queen Dr. Neef channel. All right, make sure you go and subscribe to her channel if you aren't already. All right, we're going to be talking about these haplogroups tonight, right? Because we've been told, you know, it's not really about what you know anymore. It's just more about what you are told. And what we've been told is that these haplogroups that we all have in our DNA originates from out of the modern continent known as Africa today. Because back in the day, it wasn't known as Africa, right? Back in the day, it was just known as the countries. Whatever the country was, that's what it was known as. All right. So I want to start off with here with the brother who came up with this question and then came up with I guess it's supposed to be the science behind the question. That basically says that we all from Africa according to DNA. And this is why you got to really be careful. Because see, these ancestral DNA kits, they've already told us time and time and time after again. See, because they got to tell you. They told us time and time after again that it's for entertainment purposes. It'll never tell you what tribe of people you're from. So you might as well get that out your head. It'll never be able to tell you migration patterns. So you can get that out your head. That's just like if I'm born in New York. I moved to California because my parents was in the military. And so I take a DNA test to find my ancestors. And then I'm told, well, your ancestors are from this part. It's from California. Yeah, they from California because you mailed, right? Because you mailed your kit from California. See, the game is rigged already. They're not telling us this, but the game is rigged. Don't you understand that all mail has a sender and a receiver address on it? All right. Then on top of that, everybody's on social media. So all you got to do is go look and see who the person is. Most of us are going to talk about where we're from. It ain't hard to find much about us. The internet does it for you. So here it is, you believing that you've taken a test that's going to be able to assist you. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Not at all. Wish it did. Wish it would, but no, that's not what it was meant to do. It wasn't meant to do that at all. All right? The game was meant to make sure that we always fail. We ain't no winning in this game. You might as well give it up because it's a wrap. So let me share my screen so we can go ahead and get this thing popping off. Because the original question was about the mitochondrial Eve DNA. That's what the original question was about. And so, because the question was asked, of course, we're going to answer it. We ain't scared at all. We ain't never scared. All right, let me know if and when y'all can see my page or my screen. Go ahead and put sevens in the chat if you can see my screen. All right, so the question is from Gerald Justice. Asks Dr. Bilquis Kaya-Il, DNA doesn't tell you if you were enslaved or not, physician. I asked you about mitochondrial DNA, hoping that maybe you heard about mitochondrial Eve or African Eve. Now that you say you are a physician, I would clearly like you to state your understanding of mitochondrial Eve, if you don't mind. Thanks in advance. Right. So, of course, I came on the post. And I asked, of course, because I'm going to ask. I asked another question. Because, of course, I'm going to ask questions. Because I need to know. So my question was, Gerald Justice, you do know that Albert Perry DNA is much older than mitochondrial Eve. Right? You do know it's much older. Because a lot of us don't know. It ain't just plain knowledge and understanding that, there is much older DNA. Because that mitochondrial Eve, that African Eve DNA had a good run. All right? He comes back and he says, that sounds accurate. What would be the significance of that if you don't mind me asking? I say, you do know that Albert Perry was from South Carolina, right? Then he came back, he said there was confusion about the haplogroup. I said, correct. The haplogroup was never seen before. So it established a new branch. It was never seen before. So it established a new branch. Then he tagged me and said, these are the results of the research of that new branch. Now, I already know the results from the research. That's how I knew that Albert Perry's DNA was older, because I already knew the results of the branch. Right? So he comes back and he says, hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. He comes back and he says, let me see where it's at. Hold up now. Let me find out. I can't find it. I might have to go to the actual post itself. Because I can't find it, y'all. So let's see if we can actually find this thread. I mean, this post had, I think, almost like 200 comments. Yeah, 177. This post was hitting. Okay, let me see if it will come up for me. Oh, wow. It don't look like you want to come up for me, y'all. I don't even know how I remember how I found the comments. I had to dig through those to find them. Let's see. Oh, they hiding out. Alright, so basically, he said that there was some mix-up. he made a claim that Albert Perry's DNA came out of Africa, the continent of Africa. And so I was like, really? Really, sir? And here we go. Here it is. So he says, I'm going to share this screen with y'all so y'all can see what I'm seeing. So he says, K. Glover ill, all evidence points as to the continent we call today Africa as the origin of humanity, man and woman. And what he did was he posted Wikipedia. Now, what I use Wikipedia for is to get the original sources of the Wikipedia claims, because anybody can go on Wikipedia and change things, add, take away. You do it, you name it, you in there. That's Wikipedia. And so I was like, really, sir? And his claim was that, again, all DNA that starts with the letter A on the Y haplogroup is directly from out of Africa. Now, the problem with that is that was the going scientific understanding for a real long time, right? Because they got this out of Africa theory. So with the out of Africa theory, they had to create the science around it so that it'll actually appear like if it's true, if it's real. Right, so you put in here, if you see where it shows, where it says possible place of origin, Northwest to Central Africa. Right, now we know the word possible means, let's see the definition for possible. Right, we're going to go to the definition of possible, and I'm just going to the Oxford Dictionary. I'm not going to be difficult at all. Right, able to be done within the power or capacity of someone or something. Right, a person or a thing that has the potential to become or do something, especially a potential candidate for a job or membership on a team. So yeah, possible doesn't actually mean that that's what it is, that that's the truth, that's the end all be all, right? And I'm going to pull up the Wikipedia page so we can look at the Wikipedia page as well, because this is where he got his evidence for his claim from Wikipedia. Right, we see here again, it says the haplogroup A right? And again, possible place of origin. So could be not. We don't know. We just guessing, hoping, wishing, right? So it says descendants. Pay attention. Descendants. Primary, right? So this will be the parent. Primary is AOO. Primary is AOO. AOO. Now it says, when you hover over it says haplogroup A is a human Y chromosome DNA haplogroup, which includes all living Y chromosomes. Bearers of extant subclass of haplogroup are almost. Let's look up the word almost. I don't want us to miss anything. I want us to get it all. Almost. Because we got to get it. You can't be ignorant to anything that we are being told. We need to know. Right? So almost means not quite. Very nearly. He almost knocked Georgina over, but daggone it, he missed. Georgina, you were saved, girl, because you almost got knocked over. Look, Georgina, you almost got knocked over, girl. But it didn't quite. It didn't quite happen. So here we are. The primary says bearers of extant subclass of haplogroup A are almost exclusively found in Africa. Almost. Could have been. Should have been. Hope that it was. In contrast with haplogroup BT, bearers of which participated in the out of Africa migration. Remember, it's the out of Africa theory. All right. Now the subclass right here, you see the subclass. Subclass of these include haplogroups AOOA, AOOB, AOOC, AO, A1, A1A, A1B, A1B1, and BT. These are all the subclass groups of A, O, O, A. Say it again. These are all the subclass groups of A, O, O, A, which means they all come under A, O, O. They all come under AOO. So AOO is the parent of all of these subclass. AOO is the parent. Okay? I know, y'all, it's the numbers. But we're going to get this work. We're going to definitely get this work. All right? So when we come down, furthermore, it says there are terminological difficulties, but as haplogroup A has come to mean the foundational haplogroup. It's the foundational haplogroup. Haplogroup A is not defined by any mutation but refers to any haplogroup which is descended from the haplogroup BT, i.e., defined by the absence of the defining mutation of that group. By this definition, haplogroup A includes all mutations that took place between the YMRCA and the mutation defined in haplogroup BT, including any extant subclass that may yet to be discovered. So A, everyone comes out of A. All right. Here's a little chart right here. You got A, you got AOO, and then everything comes out of AOO. All right. So here we go. The two most basal lineages of haplogroup A, AO and A1, prior to the announcement of the discovery of haplogroup AOO in 2013. So they're saying that haplogroup AOO wasn't even discovered until 2013. Suggests that these lineages may have emerged somewhere between Central and Northwest Africa. Suggest that these lineages, let's see what, we want to make sure that we understand what all these words mean. So let's go to suggest. We don't want to rob anyone. We don't want to rob anyone at all from a learning experience. We want to be able to get it all, understand it all, know it all, as much as possible at least. All right. So suggest, put forward for consideration. I suggest that we wait a day or two. Because one, to think that something exists or is the case, that something exists or is the case. Wow. State or express indirectly. Are you suggesting that I should ignore her? So it doesn't mean that that's where it's from, according to the definition. That just says, I think it is. We think, we found it, and we believe, we hope, somewhere in between Central and Northwest Africa. Says also supported the hypothesis of an origin in the northwestern quadrant of the African continent for the A1B, i.e. AO haplogroup. Right? The hypothesis of an origin. The hypothesis of an origin. Again, it's a lot of speculation around where this AOO haplogroup originated from. Right? So it says that, let's go down some more. So I want us to be able to get this. Here we go. The subclass distribution. Menendez et al. 2013. That was the one who found the AOO haplogroup in 2013. Announced the discovery of a previously unknown haplogroup for which they proposed the designator. AOO, meaning there was never, ever, ever, ever a AOO haplogroup before 2013. All right. It says genotyping of a DNA sample that was submitted to a commercial genetic testing facility demonstrated that the Y chromosome of this African American individual, this so-called African American individual. Now you see how disrespectful, you see how disrespectful they are by claiming this ancestor to be an African American, knowing good and well that when this ancestor was born, there was no such thing as an African American. Knowing that that is a political fallacy of a term that they put on people to further denationalize them. Says this African American individual carried the ancestral state of all known Y chromosome SNPs. All the ones known and unknown, he carried them all in his DNA. Says to further characterize this lineage, which we dubbed AOO, because we ain't had no name for it before, but we just made it up, right? For proposed nomenclature, we have renamed the basal branch in Cruciani et al. 2011 as AO, previously A1B. So they didn't change. See, because Cruciani had A1B. But because they came up with the new structure of AOO, they said, well, you know what? We might as well change all of it. We're going to change all of it. So instead of having A1B, now we're going to have AO. So AO is a subclad under AOO. Follow. Just follow. And refer to the presently reported lineage of AOO for deep branches discovered in the future. So if we find any branches found in the future, right, we suggest continuing the name nomenclature as AOOO, right? So if they find the Y chromosome that is older than the one they found in 2013, that means it's going to be AOOO. Okay? Man, reading and comprehension is fundamental. And so on. It has an estimated age of around 275 KYA. So it's roughly contemporary with the known appearance of earliest known anatomically modern humans, such as Jebel or Jebel. AOO is also sometimes known as Perry's Y chromosome. Perry's Y chromosome. Well, why do they call it Perry's Y chromosome? Well, they call it Perry's Y chromosome because it was Albert Perry. Albert Perry's DNA. It was his DNA. Albert Perry's from South Carolina. You see where I said, you see where I was like, hey, bro, you do know let me see if we can go back to that. I said, bro, you do know that Albert Perry is from South Carolina. And he was like, yeah, that's right. Let's see if I can share this with y'all. Right here it is right here. I said, you do know that Albert Perry was from South Carolina, right? Because that's where he was from. He's from South Carolina. He wasn't from no Northwest or West Central or any of those locations in Africa. He was from South Carolina. My father, South Carolina, born and raised. Grandparents, aunts, uncles, born and raised. So I know where South Carolina is at. And it definitely ain't from it's Africa. No, South Carolina. Said this previously unknown haplogroup was discovered in 2012 in the Y chromosome of an so-called African American man who had submitted his DNA for commercial. I keep telling y'all, these tests are commercial genealogical analysis. The subsequent discovery of other males belonging to AOO led to the reclassification of Perry's Y as AOOA. Remember, if they found anything that was older, it would have been AOOO. That was if they found anything older than Perry's. Listen. Researchers later found AOO was possessed by 11 Mibo males of Western Cameroon, Bantu, out of a sample of 174. So that's 6.32%. Subsequent research suggests that the overall rate of AOO was even higher among the Mibo, i.e., 9.3%. 8 out of 86 were later found to fall within the AOOB. Later, they found the AOOB. Further research in 2015 indicates that the modern population with the highest concentration of AOO is the Bangwa or Enwe, a Yimba-speaking group of Cameroon grassfields Bantu. 27 of 67, which is 40.3%, samples were positive for AOOA. One Bangwa individual did not fit into either AOOA or AOOB. Listen. Genetic sequence genome-wide DNA data from 4 people buried at the site of Shumlaka in Cameroon between 8,000 to 3,000 years ago, who were most genetically similar to Mobutu pygmies. One individual carried the deeply divergent Y chromosome haplogroup AOO. All right. So, first in 2013, let's go back. They had never seen. They have never seen this AOO Y chromosome sequence before, ever, in all DNA history. And because it came out of South Carolina, they said, oh no, we gonna change his from AOO. Listen now. Said the subsequent discovery of other males. Now, mind you, these other males have already. I'm gonna put the link up so you can go yourself to read the study. But these other males that they're talking about, they had already tested them years ago. They tested them years ago. As a matter of fact, they was a part of the previous A1B. And they changed them from A1B to A10. They was already tested. There was no subsequent discovery. That was already tested. Already. So that means they had already had their DNA samples and they tested them and they were of the previously A1B that they changed to AO because Albert Perry was the original AOO and they never seen it before. But because Albert Perry is from South Carolina, they said, no, we gotta keep this daggone out of Africa theory going. And the science is not pointing to it. So we gotta change it up. I mean, this is a Hollywood script. We gotta change it up. So what they do? Oh, we gonna change A1B to AO, right? And then not only that, we found a subsequent discovery. No, it was already tested of other males belonging to AOO, led to the reclassification of Perry's Y as AOOA. So now, you know what? Researchers later found AOOA was possessed by 11 Mibo males of Western Cameroon, but they had already tested them prior. They had been knew about the A1B, reclassified as AO, and then reclassified again as AOOA. They been knew about them. They weren't different. That AOOA, they been knew about them. They been knew about the AOOB. They was already tested prior to Albert Perry. All right. And I'm gonna put the So I'm gonna put the link in the chat so y'all can read it yourself. Because this is why you gotta be careful. You gotta be real careful. When you get your sources directly from Wikipedia and actually following Wikipedia, you gotta go in and you gotta read the actual scientific report. You need to read it. You need to understand what you're reading, right? And this says, let me blow it up for you all. Right, this right here is from the National Library of Medicine, the European Journal of Human Genetics. The extremely ancient chromosome that isn't a forensic bioinformatic investigation of Albert Perry's X degenerate portion of the Y chromosome. Right? Go there, study it. Don't just read it, but study it. You're going to learn a lot. Right? Here is this is Scientific Direct. Scientific Direct lets us know that the subclad, what subclad means. Subclads are branches of an individual haplogroup defined by the presence of S&Ps relative to the parent clade. The parent clade is the AOO, Albert Perry's Y chromosome. He's the parent. Everybody else are the descendants. Let's go back to it. Right? Here we see primary, AOO. Right? This is the primary. And then we see the descendants. The descendants are the subclads. Subclass of these include haplogroups AOOA. Now, how did Albert Perry jump from the parent to a subclass? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. They just lying, making it up as they go. Like usual, like normal. They don't never want us to be great. We can't never just live our best life. Subclads of these include haplogroups AOOA, AOOB, AOOC, AO, A1, A1A, A1B, A1, B1, and B2. Again, the primary is Albert Perry. These are his subclass, his descendants. Everybody comes out of him. Because again, America is the true old world. Everybody came up out of America and populated the world. We didn't come out of it wasn't even I'm going to get to that because it wasn't no Africa. I'm going to get to it. Yeah, we going to get to it. We're going to definitely get to that. Right? So here is another article. I'm gonna put this link in the chat as well for you, because I want you to see how old this is. Why it's why they changed it. Right? Study says oldest known human Y chromosome branch dates to 338,000 years ago. So you see why? See why they're playing these games? An extremely rare, quote-unquote, African-American Y chromosome found in the individual who submitted his DNA to a company specializing in DNA analysis to trace family roots pushes back the time of the most recent common ancestor for the Y chromosome lineage tree to 338,000 years ago. Dang. Dang. Yeah. They big mad. They big mad. Right? They so mad they changing it. But guess what? We got more. We got more evidence to show that the modern human, not now, y'all know they be having these fake, say it again, y'all know they be having these fake humans. Y'all know they be having these fake humans. Talking about, older, predated humans, and they were mixed with Neanderthal, and this one was mixed with that one, and that one was mixed with that one, and they weren't modern, but they were. Come on now. Can a human birth a dog? Can a dog birth a human? Now we ain't talking about mankind, but we talking about a human. Man, woman. That's different. hmm Um, let's see. Because National Geographic, I don't know what they think, but I'll never buy a subscription to National Geographic. They clowning. If they think that I'm going to ever buy a subscription from them. So I found the article somewhere else. Let's see. All right. So it says incredible discovery places humans in California 130,000 years ago. 130,000 years ago. This is a modern human. This ain't mitochondrial Eve. Do you even know what mitochondrial Eve looked like? Let's look what she looked like. Let's see. Let's see if she looked like any of y'all mamas. I want you to see what she looked like. I mean, just like they made the dinosaurs with the hands too short. And what's crazy is you got people that actually look like me and you, who believe this is what they they believe that this is what their mother looked like. I cannot make this stuff up, y'all. This is crazy. It is absolutely. Mm-mm. 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 This is crazy. The stuff they be coming, it's like they just whatever we want to think of, people gonna follow it anyway. So we could just say that that's what it looked like. Who mother looking like this? Who mother looking like this? Somebody explain to me who mother is looking like this. Mitochondrial Eve is a female biological ancestor of humans, aptly named the mother of all humans. Lies. All lies. Yeah, that ain't no. Not a what? What mother is this? And he got a nerve to say, tracing his DNA back leads us to mitochondrial Eve, who might have been the biblical Eve. So they're trying to say that this is King James' great, 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 great. Woo! And these people gotta stop. These people are really sick. Like, to keep on with the lie. Come on now, fam. Just give it up. It's not working. It is not working at all. It's not working. It ain't been working, but this right here, you know you reaching. You know you're reaching. Right? Let's get to some more sources, right? Of how old humanity is. Right? This is LiDAR News. I'm gonna put this link in the chat for you too. Shout out to everybody that's coming in. Make sure that you all share, like, and subscribe to your social media platforms. That's right. His Majesty the Magnificent Neil obeying the comments. Oh man. You know good well, if your mother would look like that, you would be hiding from her. You would have been picked at all your life. You'd be contemplating wanting to take and unalive yourself every day if your mother looked like that. And the crazy part about it is you got our own people that look like I'm gonna start calling them our people. People that actually look like us saying that this is where they descend from. Crazy. Whatever these people tell you because they say it's science behind it, got to be true. It says it is little known and generally ignored that more than 800 years after the last pyramids were built in Egypt, a new era of pyramid construction began in the African country south of Egypt. Over the period of more than 1,000 years, some 200 pyramids, more than twice the number of known pyramids in Egypt, were built for royal cemeteries in El Karu Nuru, Gebel Bakar, and Mario in what is now Sudan. The pyramids were burial places of Cushitic and Meroitic kings or pharaohs between the 8th century BC and 4th century AD. These pyramids, although considerably smaller than their Egyptian predecessors, that means that Egypt did it first. They are by no means less impressive, in fact, because of their unique position in a semi-desert environment and their relative isolation. Visiting these Nubian pyramids can be more of an emotional experience. I wanted to say experiment than being in the rather commercialized environment of the Great Pyramids of Egypt. Right? So, these pyramids, it says it's 200, some 200 of them. In Egypt is less than that. So, you got about 300 so pyramids in all of Africa. Yeah, you got about 300 or so pyramids in all of Africa. There's no other pyramids in Africa. Dang. You mean to tell me the place where all civilization began? You would think they would have pyramids all over. All over. Mm-mm. 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 That's right. You be running away from home. Be running away from home if that was your mother. Facts. History Cooperative says pyramids in America, North, Central, and South American monuments. Pyramids in America, North, Central, and South American monuments, right? Let's see how many. Let's see. Man, there's a lot of pyramids. Let me go back up to it. We got a lot of them in North America, right? Let me blow this up. Pyramids Grand. Because when most people think of pyramids, they think of Egypt, but there are pyramids all over the world. Pyramids in America first appeared 5,000 years ago. Here's the number, nearly 2,000 different pyramids can be found in North, Central, and South America, from Peru to the United States. Nearly 2,000. Now we talking about 2,000 versus 300 and some odd. That's a reach. That's a reach, y'all. Nearly 2,000. So you mean to tell me the place where all civilization started, we don't have all of the pyramids supposed to be there, right? His Majesty the Magnificent Il said we got 300 pyramids underwater alone. Facts. That's how much we got alone underwater. Nearly 2,000 different ones. We got pyramids. Let's go back down. Right? We got pyramids in North America, of course. Here we go. This is where I'm at. Cahokia, Collinsville, Illinois. Shout out to the 618s. Pyramids in North America. Tallest pyramid in North America is Monk's Mound, right here in southern Illinois. Illinois with an S. I'm going to always say Illinois with an S. Right? It says the continent of North America is made up of Canada and United States of America. Across the continent, several noteworthy pyramids have been discovered. Many of these are ceremonial mounds with religious significance. Otherwise, mounds were constructed to honor the dead, having been a part of more elaborate funerary practices. Cap, they just made that up. They don't know what mounds was for. They don't. They just making stuff up as they go. Throughout North America, Native American cultural built pyramidal platform mounds. Platform mounds are normally constructed with the intention of supporting the structure. While not all mounds were a pyramidal platform, the tallest pyramidal structure in North America, Monk's Mound, certainly was. The mound was originally terrace with a rectangular building situated at the top, found in Cahokia, a significant pyramid city in modern-day Illinois. Monk's Mound was constructed between 900 and 1200 CE. Most pyramids in North America were constructed with the layers of shapes compacted soil. Construction would span only a handful of months for basic structures. How do they know how long it took? Come on now. Other more complex pyramids would require more time as they would be using materials other than soil. The construction of cairns would also take some time depending on the size of the rocks used. We got pyramids in Canada, y'all. Although not as famous as the Great Pyramid in Giza, they are pyramid-like structures in Canada. These pyramids on British Columbia's Harrison Hill are the Schwartz Mounds. How Schwartz get a mound? You know good well that ain't the name of that mound. Culture vultures. Alternatively, the site is called the Fraser Valley Pyramids, named for their proximity to the Fraser River. Right, so we got pyramids in Canada. Of course, you know we got pyramids here in the States. Right, the mountains of the Mississippian culture. Right, those are pyramids. You got a lot of pyramids in Central America. Mayan pyramids. Temple of the Feathered Serpent at Chichen Itza, Mexico. We got a lot of pyramids, y'all. Dang, over 2,000 pyramids. I'll put the link in the chat for y'all. Y'all can check it out. Y'all can read it and study it. But dang, 300 compared to 2,000? Where they do that at? Let's see what the oldest pyramid is in Africa. Because, you know, if they ain't got the most, they supposed to at least have the oldest. They ain't got the oldest. We going to have some problems. There's going to be some problems and some... Yeah, they're going to have some splaining to do. They're going to have some splaining to do. Because if you ain't got the oldest, you ain't got the most, you better at least have the oldest. Africa. All right? This is discovermagazine.com. Everyone knows the Great Pyramid of Giza. Towering over the edge of the Western Desert, it's perhaps the best known of the handful of monuments at Egypt's Giza necropolis. But about 10 miles south of the largest pyramid in the world lies another much smaller one, decades older than any of the Giza pyramids. The Pyramid of Thojar, also spelled Sojer, is widely believed to be the oldest pyramid in the world. Daggone. It dates back to around 2630 BCE. While construction on the Great Pyramid of Giza began in 2560 BCE, roughly 70 years later. So it says that it is the oldest in the world. So they ain't got the most, but they got the oldest. So they said. Let's look and see what the oldest pyramid is in America. Let's see. Let's see. I'll put that link in the chat for y'all too. And let me make sure I put this link in the chat for y'all so y'all can Check it out. Oldest. So the sacred city of Krystal, the 5,000 year old, the 5,000 year old 626-hectare archaeological site of the sacred city of Krystal is situated on a dry desert terrace overlooking the green valley of the Supe River. It dates back to the late Archaic period in the Central Andes and is the oldest center of civilization in the Americas. All right. So, how is it that the Doja pyramids is the oldest when Krystal, because they said Doja was 2,560. All right. That's they said when the Pyramid of Giza started, and then Doja started 2,630. But Krystal is 5,000, and you know that's a cap because anytime you see these even numbers, they ain't giving us the real digits. So they said we're gonna stop right here at 5,000. See, when the math ain't mathing right, it starts to look like somebody been lying. Somebody lying. Right? It says Corral features complex and monumental architecture, including 6 large pyramidal structures. Six large pyramids. 5,000 years old. Yeah. Dang, y'all ain't got the most pyramids, and you ain't even got the oldest. It's not looking good. So you ain't got the oldest DNA. So the father of all humans is South Carolina. You ain't got the oldest pyramids. That's here, Krystal. You ain't even got the most pyramids. That's here in America, whether it be north, south, or central. Dang. I'm gonna put this link in the chat so y'all can check this out anytime you want to. So you can do more research on your own time. Well, let's look. You gotta have something older, like maybe the old. You gotta have the oldest water, right? Because the Bible says that God created the water, so you gotta at least have the oldest water. At least. If you ain't got the oldest water, it's gonna be on and popping. I'm not playing these games no more with you Africans. This geologist found the oldest water on Earth in a Canadian mine. Listen to the number, y'all. Because this is even cap. All right? But they got to stop the numbers somewhere. They can't keep going. The more they go, it makes The outer Africa theory looked more and more like it was just a lie. Says the billion-year-old water. The billion-year-old water might help unlock one of humanity's biggest unanswered questions. Could there be life on other planets? Wow. When Barbara Sherwood Lawler sent water samples to a colleague at the University of Oxford for testing, she knew this was no ordinary water. She had found the Fountain of Youth, y'all, in Canada. The geochemist has spent much of her career wandering around some of the deepest mines in the world, finding and extracting water that was millions of years old. She waited and waited for results that should have come back promptly, so she dialed up the UK researcher in charge of the test. I said, "Hey, what's going on with my samples? What's going on with my samples?" She recalls he said, "Our mass spectrometer is broken. This can't be right." The test pegged the mean age of samples extracted from a mine north of Timmins, Ontario in 2009 at 1.6 billion years old, the oldest ever found on Earth. Hold on. You mean tell me the Nile River ain't older? The water in the Nile River, the Great Nile River, the Blue Nile and the Red Nile, it ain't the oldest water in the world? Heck on. This is looking bad. This is not looking good. Said Sherwood Lawler, the Canadian research chair in isotope geochemistry of the earth and the environment at the University of Toronto, says the ancient water might help answer a question that curious earthlings have asked as long as we've heard Skyar. Could there be life on other planets? The billion-year-old liquid's dead giveaway is its musty smell. It literally is following your nose right up to the rock. To find the crack or the fractures where the water is discharging, says Sherwood Lawler, but locating the highly saline fluid up to 10 miles saltier than seawater requires more than a gifted schnoz. Sherwood Lawler first visited the Glenrock owned Kid Creek mine north of Timmins in 1992. 17 years later, on an expedition that took her 2.4 kilometers underground, her team finally extracted the record, setting brine 4 years and countless tests later. So they didn't test the water over and over and over again for 4 years because they could not believe it. They couldn't believe it, and they knew the world wasn't going to believe it. But we're gonna keep testing it and testing it and testing it and testing. We're gonna keep testing it. So 4 years and countless tests later, the team settled on the billion-year plus figure. They just settled on a age of the water. So yeah, I ain't making this up. I'm gonna put this link in the chat for anyone that want to get it. Right. He said the pyramid of Doja is a step pyramid. I wonder where they got that idea from. From home base. Where else they getting it from? It's our ancient forefathers' work. Exactly. Let's see what else we can find. Let's see what else we can find. Let's see if, let's see. Bingham University. The first trees preserving the world's oldest forest in upstate New York. You mean to tell me? So the oldest forest ain't in Africa? Make it make sense, y'all. This is, it's hurt so bad. It's hurting every time I turn around. America, 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 America. So when Trump was talking about let's make America great again, this is what he's talking about. The greatness of our forefathers and foremothers, the civilizations that we created. Says Charles Stratton, curator of some sedimentary rocks at the New York State Museum, stood on the crumbling stone of an old quarry when his eyes caught a pattern. In 2009, he was scouting out the area with colleagues Linda Van Alle Henrik and Frank Manolini for a potential field trip. Nothing unusual, since paleobotanists have been visiting the former highway department property since the 1960s. The famous Gilboa fossil forest, discovered a century ago, is a short jaunt up the road from Cairo, New York. Something seemed out of place. His trained eye spied wandering gutters in the stone, a feature common to marine rocks. But even in the middle of the Devonian period, the swath of a land that one day became Cairo wasn't at the bottom of the sea. He traced 11 of the lines into a single point and then realized what they showed: the roots of an ancient and very large tree at a time when forests were still in the New World. By tracing root impressions, researchers have been able to map out the world's oldest forest tree by tree. A forest 2 billion years older than the one in Gilboa. So hold on. Hold on. Hold on. The oldest tree, the oldest water, the oldest pyramid, the most pyramids, and the oldest DNA? I'm about to get off of here. I'm sad right now. Cause it just, like when you feel like your whole life you was lied to, like it was a joke and unreal, right? But before we leave, because we had some other comments on that same post. I put the link in the chat for y'all too, with the trees, the oldest forest. I put that in the chat for y'all too. Cause see, I'm starting to use y'all. Look, I'm starting to use Chat GPT for everything. All right, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not putting no limits on Chat GPT. I'm actually gonna continue to use it. It's working. It's working for me. Right, because there was another question that came up. Let me see. Let me go find that question. It was from somebody else. It wasn't the same. It's from somebody else. Let's go. Let's go get it now. Oh man, I gotta go back in here. I saved it. Let me see. Okay, here we go. The first one was this one. All right, let me share this with y'all so y'all can see what I see. All right, this one was from Shania Turner. Shania Turner says, all of us didn't come on slave ships. Africans had circumvented the globe many times by the time Christopher Columbus stumbled upon the Americas. Many ancestors were here before Columbus. It says, and then I respond, I said, Shania Turner, Africa was a very small colony in northern Eurasia before Christopher traveled to America, and those Africans didn't have access to travel the globe freely. So her response was, I, a student of history since well. I was a student, and there is no history anywhere that reflects this. No ancient maps, not ancient documents, nothing. I responded, I said, are you sure that you can bet your life on your claim? She said, I can bet my life that my ancestors traveled from Africa before Columbus and settled in Central America, and that's how I got here. I know that for a undisputable. Well, let me go back and pull up the rest of it. Here we go. Shout out to y'all that's rocking out with me tonight. She said, I can bet my life that my ancestors traveled from Africa before Columbus and settled in Central America, and that's how I got here. I know that for undisputable fact. I know that I am from Africa originally. So yes, I guess I could definitely stand behind my statement because my heritage isn't conjecture or theory. I can trace my family's origin back to the Fertile Crescent, down to the Dogon, then to here. It's been done. So oh wow. No maps, no nothing, nothing, no books, no nothing. Nothing ever shown in history that Africa was a small little colony. Daggone it. I was just like, wow. When did we get to the point where we actually just follow any and everything? Like, when did we get to the point where, you see, our ancestors didn't believe the pale skin Europeans? Our ancestors believe them. Are you for real? Now it's like we believe everything they say. I be trying to figure out how did we ever go wrong? Right? So this map, this is from 1544. This is 1544, right? And it's known to be the earliest obtainable map of the whole continent of Africa. The whole continent of Africa. 1554. Well, let's look at this map. Let's look at this map. This map shows us that Africa is right here at the top. As I said, Africa was a small little colony. See, I ain't just making it up to make it up. This is from the Library of Princeton, EDU. Dang, Africa's small. But I thought there was no maps. That's what she said. Ain't that what she said, y'all? She said, y'all saw what she said. She said, she typed it out with those fingers of hers. Them African fingers of hers. That there was no maps. No history to prove. Tag on it. I'm going to put this, you know what? I think I'm going to make this. What's that? My little picture on, a little background picture on Facebook. I think I'm going to make this. Yeah. So she mentioned something else too. She mentioned something else too. Cause that wasn't all she said. Okay, here it is. Because I asked her, was she aware? Was she aware of Columbus' so-called discovery? Was in 1492. Because she said that before Columbus stumbled upon America, her ancestors had already traveled the globe for years and years and years and years, just up and down the highways and the byways of the sea, just traveling, going here, there, and everywhere, as they just want to, because they can. From Africa now, and we see what Africa looked like, right? And that was in the mid 1550s. Columbus so-called sailed and got to the Americas, and they said 1492. But in the mid 1550s, Africa is a small little colony. It ain't no continent as we have been taught. It's a small little colony, as I stated. So, how? Somebody please educate me. How is it that Columbus was going from here, there, and everywhere, and her ancestors before Columbus was going here, there, and everywhere? You're not a small little colony and you just pulling up to people's ports like that. You ain't doing it in nobody's neighborhood today. So you daggone sure ain't just pulling up to folks' ports anytime, every time you want to because you can. It don't work like that. I'm trying to figure out, where did we lose our mental state of being able to use the common sense that was given to us all, because we all was gifted with common sense? When did we begin to stop using it? Whew. He said, God bless America. Say, get your calculator and do the math. He said, how to debunk Pan-Africanism? Oh, man. How is it that your ancestors just doing all these drive-bys, pulling up to every port that they want to before Columbus, and they from Africa, and Africa is a small little colony? They ain't even got a navy. Do you understand that you cannot just pull up in one small little boat with two masts? Because we're talking about 1492. They've got the first small little boat that had its patent in the early 1200s. How do I know this? Because I've done the research to it. I showed it a couple weeks ago. Go back and look at my other lives. The first patent for the first boat was a boat to move materials in the early 1200s. And that's from over there. In the same area where she's saying Africa is at. You think that's a coincidence? That Africa is in the same area, the little colony where they got the first, that area where they got the first trade boats with the first patent in the early 1200s. No, that's not a coincidence. Not at all. I'm just trying to figure out why the math ain't never mathing with this African stuff. So, and this is, she said she was a historian. Let me go back to it. I know I read it. She said, a history. Where's it at? Hold on. Let me go find it now. See, because I don't say stuff, especially on the internet, just to say stuff, because I'm actually teaching. So if I'm educating, right? And we all learning together. So if I'm gonna say something, then it needs to be real. Like for me, I'm a Sagittarius, and I just don't do fake well at all. I don't fake like I don't know how to fake smiles. I don't know how to fake that I know something that I don't know. I'm gonna tell you real quick. No, I don't know that. Mm-mm. I don't know what's that. Mm-mm. I ain't in no. Mm-mm. No. Here it is. A student. She's a scholar. She said, I, a student of history, since I was a student, and there is no history anywhere that reflects this. Not ancient maps, not ancient documents, nothing. Nothing. Somebody invite her to Sunday school. Yeah, somebody invite her to Sunday school where I'm the Sunday school teacher for the Moorish Science Temple of America so she can learn. So she can get some of these ancient maps, get some of this ancient history and ancient documents. Because ancient only means 25 years or more. Like ancient ain't even older than me. I'm older than ancient. All right. Yeah, somebody shot her out. And I'm not doing this to make her feel belittled or anything like that. I'm doing this because I was tagged into the post. Number one. Number two, I asked questions and these were the answers that I received. So I'm using this as a learning moment, not even a teaching moment. All right, because I'm not her teacher, so I'm not teaching her. This is a learning moment for all of us. That we need to know, as Prophet Noble Ali said, know thyself and thy Father God Allah. All right? If you don't know nothing else, you should know yourself. It's not even your responsibility to know anybody else. But you got to know yourself first. She said, blow the whistle. 2 masks. Student of history since forever. Said, nah, she came as a resident authority. Woo! That's right. You got to be able to stick by your words of authority. Exactly. If you're going to be focused, you got to understand, right? This is a book. All right. It's called Facebook. It's a book. It is a record. So there's going to be generations to come behind us and look at these records. They're going to analyze these records. And they're going to see this. And so they're going to see the answers and the questions that we actually give. You always want to be mindful of that. That this ain't just, I'm just say whatever I want to say because I want to say. No, I mean, it asks you what's on your mind, but daggone, make an intelligent comment or an intelligent post. Don't just be putting everything that's on your mind. You ain't supposed to let everybody know the secrets of your hearts. Come on now. But yeah, a student of history. It said, and there is no history anywhere that reflects this. Not ancient maps, not ancient documents, nothing. Woo! I found me a map from the mid 1500s. Wow. Shout out to sis. But yeah, somebody send her a invite to send her an invite to Sunday school. In fact, send her an invite for tomorrow to Quran class. I'm gonna be going live somewhere between 10 and 2. Right. My days are really, really busy. It's piling up the closer and closer that we get into convention. So normally I've been doing it for the past 2 weeks. I've been noticing that it's right at 2 o'clock that I'm able to go. That I've been able to go live. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to go live a little bit earlier. But that's why I position it between 10 to 2. So somewhere in between 10 to 2, I can go live. You said, that's right. Primary sources. Just because nobody in the classroom taught it and nobody in the classroom showed the maps, then they don't exist. Facts. Facts. So here we go. Let me share the other thing that she said, because you know what, a lot of our people, and the reason why I'm only using what she's saying, because a lot of our people actually say these things. So it's no slight to her. I'm not picking on her. So y'all don't go talk about they go K Glover ill picking on people. I'm not picking. So don't do that. Don't you do that. Cause I ain't going. So here is right. Here is, because I asked her about Christopher Columbus, who really is Salvador. So she said, so in other words, when Salvador got here, Africans would already have traveled here. How, Sway? Do you see how small Africa is? You ain't got enough people that live on your colony to have enough boats, enough ships to be coming back and forth over here just like that. You ain't just pulling up to nobody's port, doing nothing. Period. You know how many tariffs? Hold on. You know how many tax tariffs you have to pay just to get from there to here? And you a little colony, you ain't got money like that. Y'all, we don't stop playing. If we don't stop playing, I want more common sense. I'm about to get off of Facebook because Facebook, it really, I feel uneducated when I read the comments on Facebook. It really saddens me that our people don't go outside of the selected curriculum, because you gotta, all curriculum in school is selected, it's pre-selected for you. So you're not going and you're not learning anything that they are not providing you to learn. So if you come into my class and you've been in my class for a couple years, that means that you got enough information where you can go and get you a doctorate. If you come to my class. Because my master teacher, Sultan Khan Bey, may Allah be pleased, was everybody's teacher's teacher today. So everybody that you see that's a supreme this and a grand that from 20 years on back, My master teacher was that teacher. All right. So my master's teacher is everybody's teacher's teacher. You get it? So what was put on me was, you got to continue this work, and you can't be no slouch. You can't fake it. You got to actually know. If you don't know, don't say it. You got to actually take out time to research and apply what it is that you learn. And you got to teach it. Yeah, so it said Africans took sail to the Americas, which I definitely believe was way before this first documented voyage. Really? I believe in Pangea and the separation of the plates and the distribution of Africa descended people globally. I believe in continental drift. We were once everywhere, and this is documented. Wow. Wow. Well, daggone it. Okay. So I said, this is what I said. Let me show you what I said, y'all. I gotta pull it up. I said, you are aware that scholar means student, right? Don't nobody ever call me a scholar if you are pointing to me to be a teacher. Two different things. Now, if you're talking about me being a student, then say that. But if you're talking about you learn from me and I'm a teacher, don't mention me in the same sentence as being a scholar. All right? That word is used improperly all the daggone time. All the time. Scholar means student. I said students aren't professional experts in any study or subject matter. Then I say you are aware that Pangea is the name of a trade route, correct? It has been incorrectly taught that it was a large landmass. Everybody keep telling us Pangea was just one big great landmass. It was a supercontinent. It was all together. Then she said, no, ma'am, I was not aware of that. I will be doing some research. Well, I was going to show the map. But I'm going to wait. Because I feel like it'll just be too giving. It's just giving. So yeah, I'm going to wait on the I'm gonna wait on showing the map. I think I might show the map in a couple weeks. But yeah, Pangea it ain't what it's been said to be, y'all. You know who even know that? Chat GPT know it. Chat GPT. I said, look, Chat GPT. I said, is the waterway of Pangea possible? Right. Chat GPT call it a concept of a single continuous waterway surrounding Pangea, the ancient supercontinent, is not accurate. It's not accurate. It's not accurate, y'all. This is a robot. Pangea existed during the late Paleozoic and early Mesozoic eras, around 335 to 170 million years ago. Wow! Pangea did have large land masses surrounded by oceans. Listen, it did not have a single continuous waterway encircling it. It's impossible. Yes. Yeah. I'm going to chat. Look, I'm going to chat GPT because look, chat GPT is going to be y'all robot grand sheep. Y'all going to learn. We all going to learn from chat GPT is the robot grand sheep. That's going to teach them more. You heard it from me first. If you hear anybody say this, I want y'all to put every time somebody say you better tag me in it, and you better say K Glover Ill said it first. Chat GPT is y'all robot grand sheet. Alright? You gonna learn. Cause Chat GPT gonna teach you. Cause it ain't good enough if I say it. That's why it says it dumbs you down. Facebook dumbs you down. Just because it's documented in a book doesn't make it true. Facts. He said they getting fed today, buffet style. Not Chat GPT. Big Moorish buffet. Big Moorish buffet. I like the way that's. Woo! Oh my god, no continuous water. Do you not understand that the land would implode in itself? The land would implode in itself. Why do you think we got so many huge rivers in between the continued mass of land in the United States of America alone? You got, let's see, y'all. The biggest rivers we have, right? We have the Ohio. We got the Mississippi. We got the Missouri. We have huge rivers that go from north to south. Because you can't have no one huge landmass and not have water in between. The land would sink if you ain't got nothing but just water surrounding it. Shout out to Chat GPT for knowing this. Oh man. Said during Pangea's existence there was various seas and oceans, but they were not interconnected in a way that formed a single waterway around the entire supercontinent. The arrangement of land and water on Earth's surface has changed significantly over geological time. Scales due to plate tectonics and the configuration of continents and oceans has evolved accordingly. Today, Earth, continents, and oceans are distributed quite differently from the time of Pangea. And the concept of a continuous waterway around a single supercontinent like Pangea is not applicable to the current state of our planet. Oh my goodness. Wow. Shout out to Chat GPT. You did your thing again. That's robot grand sheet. Islam. Daggone. Yeah, y'all. I'm gonna end this. This has been fun, y'all. This has been fun. Y'all did. Oh, you know what? I got one more map. See, I know I showed one map, but I can show another one. We can do another one now. So I don't want nobody to be like, well, that was just one map. That was just one. Okay. We got more. We got more maps. Ancient ones. 25 years plus. The ancient maps. Let's see. Here we go. Right. This is from 1548. Right. No Africa in sight. None. No Africa. No Africa. Daggone it. None. None at all. No Africa. You got the rivers. Got Madagascar. And then further up. See, because this is new. Everything over there is new. I'm going to say it again. Everything over there is new. It's so new that they reassembled the temple of Ramses II. So if you reassemble, that means you assembled the first time. Like, y'all don't start using your function. Y'all don't start using your function. No, Africa. Sorry, but not sorry. But they got La Florida. We got La Florida, where Morocco is. We got India Superior, right? We got Cathay, which is China. We got La China over here. We got El Peru, El Brazil, Hispaniola over here, and Hispaniola over there. No, Africa's failed us tonight, y'all. I'm hurt. I am hurt. I'm hurt about this Africa thing because I just knew that Africa was gonna I knew Africa was gonna do it for us. I knew Africa was gonna show up and show out. I knew Africa was gonna be the best and put on tonight, but no, Africa just did not. It did not. I mean, in DNA, water, pyramids, age of pyramids, trees, civilizations. Yeah, it ain't did it. It ain't did it at all. Yeah, y'all. So, did anybody want to come up? If anybody want to come up, no, Neil Bay probably gonna come up. No, he probably got something to say. Yeah, Africa definitely failed us. Yeah, no Africa. Nah. Yeah, it hurt us, but yeah, y'all, we're gonna keep moving on. Tomorrow we will be back again, like I said, between 10 to 2. So You'll get that notification. Make sure if you aren't ready, subscribe, like, and share. Once you subscribe, make sure you hit the bell so you'll get all notifications. All right. If anybody wants to support the channel, you can definitely do so. The Cash App is on the screen. All right. We're going to get up out of here, y'all. I really enjoyed this. Inshallah, we will be back here. We'll be back here tomorrow. Yeah, truth don't change or pass away. That's right. Africa failed us. Oh, wow. That took a while for the StreamYard link to go up. I don't know why my internet's so slow on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know why it's so slow on YouTube. So with that being said, we will see you all back here. Same bat time. No, not same bat time, but definitely same bat channel. All right. Peace and love. Honors to each and every one of you who came out and supported. Honors to my mods. All right, my mods. His Majesty, the Magnificent L, always showing up. All right. Richard Neal Bay. That's my bae. Honors to Queen Dr. Neef channel. If you haven't already, make sure you go over there and subscribe to her channel. Support. She's got a lot of videos, y'all. Like hundreds and hundreds of videos. All right. And they fire. Peace and love, y'all.
A little too good, now I'm solo. Watching reruns of the same shows. Almost everybody I'm a no-show. Even with green lights I don't go. Never been sure, no I don't know. How does everybody else let go of the ego? Don't go out nearly as much as I should. Barely know the way around my neighborhood. I'm ruminating, I feel no good. Not living life like I know I could. Like I know I could. Like I know I should. Like I know I could. Like I know I could. Like I could. If you would show me, yeah. If you would show me, yeah. If you would show me, yeah. I spent so much time daydreaming. Now I don't know how I'm feeling. Don't know who's the real me. Might need my help and I thought I needed. I can see it. Need more healing. More believing. Less deceiving. I don't go out nearly as much as I should. Barely know the way around my neighborhood. I'm ruminating and I feel no good. Not living life like I know I could. Like I know I could. Like I know I should. Like I know I could. Like I know I could. Like I could. If you would show me, yeah. If you would show me, yeah. If you would show me, yeah. I might need therapy too. Help dilute all the bad news. Cause I just can't deal with the lose-lose situations you have to go through. I think I need therapy now. Recycling all the same doubts. Heard it a million times. Cause I tell myself all the same lies. I might need therapy too. Help dilute all the bad news. Cause I just can't deal Protecting my peace for so long, a little too good now.